month of import cover is 9.3 months of import cover. This implies an average annual accumulation of 3.1 months of import cover over the next 3 years. In 2025, Ghana accumulated additional gross international reserves of 1.6 months of import cover. This provides momentum for the country, but must be accelerated to achieve an average of 3.1 months of import cover in the shortest possible time. Mr. Speaker, to secure the target after netting out debt service, FX operations, energy sector payment, and statutory outflows, the strategy requires an average of 9.5 billion United States dollars annual additions to the country's gross international reserves. Mr. Speaker, to achieve the reserve accumulation target, the GANRAP has set an operational weekly gold purchase target of about 3 tons per week. At 3 tons per week and a price of $5,000 per ounce, gross receipts are projected at approximately 25.28 billion United States dollars annually. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's strategy for the acquisition of 3 tons of gold per week is in two folds. The first is the Ghana Gold Board to acquire up to 2.4 tons of gold per week from artisanal small-scale mining sector. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Finance will be making budgetary allocation to the Ghana Gold Board to achieve the objectives. The second, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry for Land and Natural Resources is to invoke the preemption right under Section 3D of the Ghana Gold Board Act 2025 Act 1140 and Section 7 of the Minerals and Mining Act 703 to purchase a minimum of 0.5 tons of gold per week from large-scale gold mines. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Bank of Ghana will purchase the gold acquired from large-scale mining sector. The gold purchased under Section 3D of the Gold Board Act and Section 7 of the Minerals and Mining Act 2006 shall only be sold by the Central Bank subject to prior approval of Cabinet and Parliament. Mr. Speaker, the following measures will be implemented in the short to medium term. Right, Honorable Speaker, measures on large-scale sector operations. A change in the current acquisition arrangement of the 20% large-scale gold output by the Bank of Ghana will be implemented in the short term. First, to ensure compliance by the large-scale mining companies, government shall establish an interagency committee co-chaired by the Minister responsible for lands and natural resources and the Minister of Finance, with membership from the Governor, from the Bank of Ghana, and the Chief Executive of the Minerals Commission and the Ghana Gold Board. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources shall invoke the preemption right under Section 3D of the Ghana Gold Board Act to purchase a minimum of 20% of large-scale gold output, which translates to a minimum of 0.57 tons of gold per week. The gold acquired from the large-scale mining sector shall strictly be in the form of doré and processed in Ghana to promote local value addition. The transaction shall be in cedis only at the prevailing interbank exchange rate and at a discount to be determined by the parties. The applicable discount rate shall be determined based on volume between the Government of Ghana and the large-scale mining companies. Right, Honorable Speaker, the gold purchased in doré under this new acquisition arrangement shall be refined by local gold refineries, shipped to LBMA refineries for melting, bar casting, and stamping, and added to the country's fiscal gold reserves. Mr. Speaker, this gold shall only be sold by the Central Bank subject to prior approval of Cabinet and Parliament. Mr. Speaker, these measures will ensure strict enforcement of commitment by large-scale mining firms, local value retention, transparency, good governance, and acquisition cost reduction, while supporting local gold refineries to attain an LBMA certification and standards. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Gold Board, as the national assayer, is strategically positioned to enforce this newly proposed acquisition arrangement as it maintains field officers in gold rooms of all large-scale mining firms and assess samples from large-scale gold output before export. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Gold Board has successfully piloted this new acquisition arrangement with 9 large-scale mining firms in the last 6 months. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Gold Board will put in place a strategy to efficiently mop adequate volumes of ASM gold output, minimum of 2.45 tons weekly, through official channels to generate adequate foreign exchange for the country. Over the next 3 years, the Ghana Gold Board aimed to mop up about 127 tons of ASM gold per annum. Mr. Speaker, to achieve this objective in an efficient manner, the following policy measures will be implemented in the artisanal small-scale mining sector. The first, Ghana Gold Board shall arrange enough funds to acquire about 3 to 4 weeks of gold and ensure continuous market participation. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Gold Board will assume full responsibility for the signing of off-take arrangement and the sale of all ASM gold it procures effective from March 2026. This will ensure effective end-to-end trading with off-takers and mitigate trading losses whilst pursuing trading gains for the country. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Ghana Gold Board shall deploy effective gold-backed derivative trading programs and hedging strategies to mitigate market risk. Mr. Speaker, again, to disincentivize smuggling and ensure that adequate volumes of ASM gold are purchased, the Ghana Gold Board may employ price incentives through spot world market price purchases and bonuses for licensed miners. Mr. Speaker, in the medium term, the Ghana Gold Board will promote ASM formalization, value chain traceability, and local gold refinery to further reduce costs whilst maximizing return from gold export in a sustainable manner. The Bank of Ghana and the Ghana Gold Board shall sign an agreement which mandates Ghana Gold Board to sell all foreign exchange accrued under this policy to the Bank of Ghana only. Mr. Speaker, at a cost to be determined by the two parties. The Ghana Gold Board is also to facilitate the establishment of a modern LBMA compliant processing plant in partnership with private investors to optimize recovery, participation, particularly in the ASM sector, and promote sustainability. Special effort in the form of nationwide water body cleansing campaign within designated mining areas will be undertaken by the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, shall intensify the activities against illegal mining, especially illegal mining activities in water bodies and forest reserves. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the Ghana Gold Board shall support and scale up sustainable initiatives such as the land reclamation. Mr. Speaker, government will deepen structural reforms that expand foreign exchange inflows whilst reducing persistent FX outflows. Key policy areas will include enhancement of non-traditional export, cocoa sector recovery, implementation of national policy on integrated oil palm development, remittance mobilization, developing new oil fields, and Mr. Speaker, energy sector FS savings, all to ensure that we can actually save more forests. Right, Honorable Speaker, the implementation of gas to power transformation policy will also significantly conserve the country's foreign exchange reserve, making way for sustainable reserve accumulation. The gas to power policy measure include the construction of state-owned 1,200. Mr. Speaker, the gas to power policy measure include the construction of a state-owned 1,200 power plant, construction of a second gas processing plant, and revamping of oil and gas sector to attract investment into upstream petroleum sector. Right, Honorable Speaker, most importantly, maintaining fiscal discipline at primary surplus level is critical to slow down the pace of foreign exchange reserve depletion. Mr. Speaker, in the last 8 years, the Bank of Ghana has relied on swaps, sale and buybacks, and other short-term facilities to build reserves. This has been done at a very high cost. In 2002, 2003, 2004, the Bank of, in 2022, 2023, and 2024, the Bank of Ghana accumulated reserves of about $3 billion United States dollars, $2 billion United States dollars, and $650 million United States dollars, at a cost of $615 million United States dollars, $476 million United States dollars, and $67 million United States dollars respectively, through swaps and sale and buybacks. Mr. Speaker, in these years, from 2022 to 2024, the Bank of Ghana accumulated reserves of $5.65 billion United States dollars from swaps, sale and buybacks at a cost of $1.16 billion United States dollars in interest payment only. Right, Honorable Speaker, between 2022 to 2024, the Central Bank, Bank of Ghana, accumulated reserves of $5.65 billion United States dollars from swaps and sale and buybacks at a cost of $1.16 billion United States dollars in interest payment only. The Bank of Ghana also borrowed from international commercial banks such as JP Morgan, Standard Chartered Bank, and Citibank to the tune of $2 billion United States dollars between 2018 and 2021 at a cost of $182 billion United States dollars. In 2017 alone, government relied on inflows from the issuance of $2.25 billion United States dollars bond from Franklin Templeton to support reserve buildup. Mr. Speaker, the inflows of $2.25 billion United States dollars from Franklin Templeton to partake in the domestic bond issuance of early 2017 cost the nation about 7.3 billion Ghana cedis in interest payment alone between 2017 and 2022. Mr. Speaker, between 2018 and 2021, Ghana again relied heavily on external borrowings to support reserve buildup. A total of $11 billion and 25 million United States dollars was borrowed through Eurobonds by government from the Eurobond market during the period. This came at a very high cost, ranging from 7.6% and 9.6% per annum. Mr. Speaker, the issuance of the 11 billion euro bonds from 2018 to 2021 to support reserve buildup costed Ghana the following. In 2018, it costed Ghana 81.26 billion United States dollars. In 2019, it costed us 287.58 million United States dollars. In 2020, Ghana had to pay interest only $524.6 million United States dollars. In 2021, Ghana had to pay $740.77 million United States dollars. Mr. Speaker, and in 2022, the country had to pay in interest only $844.83 million United States dollars. In total, Mr. Speaker, Eurobond borrowed between 2018 and 2021 to support reserve buildup costed the taxpayer about 2.5 billion United States dollars in interest payment alone. Right, Honorable Speaker, it should be noted that Ghana is still servicing this debt following the end 2022 debt default. The Speaker, in 2026 alone, Ghana is required to pay 1.5 billion United States dollars in debt servicing due to this Eurobond debt. The Speaker, at the peak of the 2022 economic crisis, Ghana lost access to the international capital market and was in dire need of foreign exchange. Government of Ghana once again resorted to expensive borrowing of 200 million euros, $196.58 million and 350 million euros from the Afrexim Bank at an all-in cost of 6.49% and 9.5%. and 9.33% per annum respectively to support reserve buildup. Evidently, all these borrowings from 2017 to 2022 were not enough to stabilize the Ghana cedis, leading to depletion of the reserves to unprecedented levels and significant depreciation of the currency. Mr. Speaker, evidently, borrowings from 2017 to 2022 were not enough to stabilize the Ghana cedi, leading to the depletion of the reserves to unprecedented levels and the significant depreciation of the Ghana cedi. It is obvious that borrowing to support reserve accumulation is unsustainable and leads to high debt distress and debt overhang. Mr. Speaker, between 2017 and 2024, the Bank of Ghana and the Ministry of Finance collectively borrowed to the tune of $21.7 billion United States dollars to support reserve buildup at an interest cost of $3.84 billion United States dollars and 7.3 billion Ghana cedis through Franklin Templeton interest payment. Mr. Speaker, if government of Ghana had borrowed 10 billion at the 2025 yield of 8%, the cost to the nation would have been 800 million United States dollars in just 1 year. Mr. Speaker, the cost of accumulation reserves through Ghana Gold Board in the year 2025 was significantly lower than the cost of Ghana's 2022-2023 swaps and sale and buybacks. Mr. Speaker, the evidence is so clear. Right, Honorable Speaker. In addition to the comparable lower costs of the Ghana Gold Board model, the activities of the Ghana Gold Board have been instrumental in restoring macroeconomic stability in Ghana. Right, Honorable Speaker, in 2025, some of the benefits include the following: significant international reserve accumulation, historic appreciation of the Ghana cedi, significant reduction in inflation, significant improvement in debt sustainability, and significant savings in the servicing of government external obligation, interest costs, amortization, payment, and IPP costs. Right, Honorable Speaker, these macroeconomic gains have delivered meaningful relief to households and businesses through the reduction in fuel prices, food prices, cost of doing business, and cost of living. Mr. Speaker, government will adopt a proactive approach to risk management under the Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Policy. Price risk will be mitigated through hedging mechanism and complemented by other trading models. Production risk will be addressed by modernizing mining, processing technology, and diversifying production sites. Mr. Speaker, governance risk will be mitigated through independent audits and enhanced transparency. Environmental and social risk will be addressed through intensified enforcement of anti-illegal mining laws, targeted reclamation, alternative livelihood programs, and community engagement programs. Right, Honorable Speaker, this structured approach aims to transform mining from a volatile revenue source into a stable, transparent, socially and environmentally responsible pillar for macroeconomic stability. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, this reserve accumulation policy provides a clear, actionable, and forward-looking framework to enhance Ghana's external resilience. Ghana is positioned to achieve and sustain reserve equivalent to 15 months of import cover by end 2028. Mr. Speaker, this will be the first time ever in the history of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, for emphasis, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah inherited reserves of 11 months of import cover. We strive to achieve 15 months of import cover by 2028. Mr. Speaker, government remains committed to execute. Mr. Speaker, government remains committed to executing this policy with discipline, transparency, and national consensus. The long-term objective is clear: build an economic war chest to withstand global economic shocks, to secure macroeconomic stability, sustain the economic gains made, improve the standard of living of Ghanaians, and build lasting national prosperity for our future generation. Right, Honorable Speaker, on this historic occasion, I call on this august House to consider and approve Ghana's first national policy deliberately designed to build external reserves and secure the future of our country. Mr. Speaker, I so submit.